Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new TVG Talk. My name is Paco Treviño, and today I'm joined by Carlos Cáceres.
Hey guys.
And also joining me today is Lauro Chapa.
Hello guys.
And today we'll be talking about the Nintendo Spotlight presentation and a little bit of what happened after that one in E3 2017. Without further ado, let's begin. So, Lauro, let's start with you. What did you think about the Spotlight?
I thought the Spotlight was managed very well because it had lots of content in little time. I thought they lost some time when Reggie was talking and the other guy, I forgot his name, was talking a bit. But they backed it up with lots of games, and I'm excited for the future.
Right, yeah, very fast-paced overall. Carlos, what did you think about it?
Well, I personally differ. I always enjoy watch Reggie talk a little bit. Don't know why, but I think it's kind of symbolic. And well, as Lauro said, they really pack a bunch of great games. And I personally like the fact that in very few minutes we see a lot of content. And as Lauro said also, I'm pretty excited about the upcoming games.
Great to hear. So, Carlos, you mentioned the games. Now, let's talk about the games. They started off showing off a few competitive games. We saw Splatoon 2, we saw ARMS, both games we already knew about, FIFA 18, but then they showed Rocket League, and to me personally, that was a huge surprise. I was not imagining at all that game coming out right now for the Switch. So how did you guys got surprised, or how did you guys react to that, Carlos?
Well, actually, I always want to play Rocket League, and personally have been debating between buying it on my PlayStation 4 or not for a while now. But I personally think it's a great game, and the fact that, let's say this game is coming gives me hope for other third-party titles that may, the Switch is doing great. Let's also join up with everybody. Let's say we already heard that Overwatch won't be coming for a while, but I think it's only a matter of time before other, let's say, developers want to join Nintendo Switch, and I'm actually waiting for that for announcements through the year from, let's say, let's not say Overwatch, but I can't think on any specific game, but yeah, on multiple developers basically.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely see, as the Switch starts growing more and more in audience, developers will want to use that audience, to exploit that audience to sell them games. Absolutely. And that was Rocket League. Lauro, what did you think about Rocket League and perhaps the whole competitive aspect that Nintendo tried to sell at the beginning of the presentation?
Rocket League sure surprised me. I was not, that took me out of left field. I would have never imagined that they would show Rocket League. The game is great. I have it. I play it a lot. But I don't know. It's 2 years old. It wasn't so exciting for me for that reason. So yeah, I mean, it's always good to know that the Switch is getting more and more games. But I kind of want new games, not games that have been out 2 years in the other consoles. And yeah, the commercial, I thought it was very good. I'm liking a lot what Nintendo is doing with Switch commercials and publicity. So in that aspect, I liked it a lot.
Great. Yeah, maybe, like you're saying, maybe old games shouldn't be the focus here. But these are games that I feel are very much like a platform, like yeah, maybe the game is 2 years old, but the audience is still really, really playing that, and since it's a cross-play between all platforms. Maybe.
Oh yeah, that was very good.
Yeah, I mean, I think that justifies the release in the Switch, on the Switch. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe if it was Switch only in terms of online multiplayer, maybe then I would go, oh, it's 2 years old. I mean, come on. But since it's integrated into the community that already exists, maybe that to me says, yeah, it's justified enough, I would say. But well, like you said, that was an old game, so let's go to the newer games. They really packed a ton of announcements in this spotlight. I would say. I mean, we saw some games that we already knew that were coming out, like Mario Odyssey, the DLC for Breath of the Wild. But then we saw some announcements that were, you know, what dreams are made of. Personally, the biggest announcement to me was Metroid Prime 4. I'm a huge Metroid fan, and I'm a huge fan of the Metroid Prime trilogy, so seeing that going forward, I'm totally in, seriously. Carol, let's start with you. Any announcements that really caught your attention?
Announcements. Well, we saw a little fragment that really excited me for some reason about Pokemon, when they actually told us a Pokemon core RPG game is already on development for the Switch. Little announcement after Pokken Deluxe was promoted once again, but it was something pretty relieving to hear because all the fans are actually waiting right now for a core Pokemon game on the Switch, and well, all of us that had already bought the console are waiting for it. It's not bad that Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is coming for 3DS because, well, let's face it, we expected this, but hearing that they're already working on the next big thing, well, it's kind of a relief for me. And as you said before, I'm also a huge Metroid fan, and I've been waiting to hear for Metro 4 for a long time now. And even though they only showed the title with some background music, well, the hype is still there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You're saying?
to me, just seeing, you know, in space and with the little, like, fog that the S for Screw Attack started shaping up, to me that was enough to go, oh my god, you know, like, it's finally happening, a new Metroid.
Finally happening.
That was great. And like you said, the Pokemon announcement, to me, this was a given. Like, it was more of a when will they announce it rather than a if. But yeah, I mean...
Oh, no. Yeah, when, yes, I agree with that.
And yeah.
And what else to say? I don't have to tell you that, well, I love Mario. And just seeing these trailers of Super Mario Odyssey, I can't imagine how great this game will actually be. Call me fanboy in here, but the detail, the worlds, the new gameplay, and the added ability of taking over, let's say, Mario hostages like a dinosaur, the Goombas, everything. I think that game, for me, will be a perfect 10. I'm waiting for more content to show, but for now, I'm pretty excited for that game. Easily my favorite game of all the E3 that they have shown.
Great, that's great. Yeah, it looks fantastic. Lauro, any standouts for you personally?
Well, yeah, as Carlos said, Mario Odyssey, I think it is the crown jewel of the E3 and Nintendo in particular. Yeah, seeing that game in action, how they played it. I mean, in the treehouse, there was a guy that I think didn't know how to even play. So it was weird seeing that, but you know, the game plays amazingly. They even had it twice in the treehouse, you know. Yeah. Yeah, it looks beautiful. Each world looks completely different from the other, and you know that ability of Mario possessing people and animals. I don't know where they got that from, but Nintendo always likes innovation. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does, and I think that today it worked perfectly.
Yeah, I don't know either where they took that from, but wherever it was from, great, because it looks like it opens up the possibilities to a lot of different gameplay options and whatnot. And another thing that I don't know if you noticed, but you know how there's the electricity or phone lines throughout the city and whatnot.
Yep.
And the way that Mario transported through electricity there reminded me a little bit of the Inklings in the Splatoon story mode. Yeah, how he just zooms in throughout the zip line.
Yeah, it just looks just like it.
Yeah, it looks really, really fun. And well, that was Mario Odyssey. I guess that we all agree, like you guys said, it's probably the biggest announcement or the biggest game that they have right now. Like perhaps last year it was Breath of the Wild with the theming of the booth and everything.
Perhaps.
This year was Mario Odyssey, definitely. And what did you think about the 3 amiibo?
Mario Odyssey. It's actually 5 now. You know, the
Mario?
Goomba.
Only 3.
And the,
no,
the
yeah,
Goomba
that's
and
right.
the Koopa.
The Goomba and the
Oh, right.
I guess they're not kind of Mario Odyssey themed, but you know they're also Mario.
Yeah, you're right. I guess that I unconsciously wanted to keep that till the Mario and Luigi part, but yeah, I think that maybe they are scratching a little bit, the bottom of the barrel, or stretching out releasing amiibo for the Mario series now. But at the same time, I mean, I totally want the new Mario amiibo. In his little suit, the
They look
top
awesome.
hat. Yeah, it looks awesome.
And about the amiibo, well, it was actually expected, right? Because this title couldn't miss its own amiibo. I mean, Mario Party has them. Mario Odyssey must have an amiibo, right?
Well, the Mario Party amiibo are not really Mario Party themed. They are, just Mario amiibo, and they have been used throughout Mario games for 2 years now. So, yeah, I mean, Mario Odyssey, especially since the Rabbids game is not going to have amiibo. Like, when I saw that the Rabbid figurines that got leaked weren't amiibo, to me that clicked instantly, like, oh yeah, because the Mario Odyssey amiibo are coming, Like, they don't want to saturate their own market, at least not all at once. But yeah, I mean, they look great. Mario is a character that I might be getting, but in terms of, the Goomba and the Koopa Troopa, I don't know, I don't think so. Unless I find them for very cheap, they are not really on my priority list of the bunch of amiibo that are coming.
Such a bad amiibo collector.
Oh, I got more amiibo than you, mister, so
That's right.
I know my collecting, and I've suffered for it. Well, let's go through some other games that they announced today. Hyrule, Fire Emblem Warriors.
Those games are all the same. Don't worry.
Well, it's the same base, definitely. No hiding on it. I don't know. I personally really like Fire Emblem games, and I enjoyed Hyrule Warriors. So Fire Emblem Warriors to me seems like a good idea. But I don't know. What did you think about it, Lauro?
Well, yeah, I also liked Fire Emblem games, but real Fire Emblem games. I don't know.
That's
The
rough, man.
Warrior series, I don't know, seems like a throwaway to me. It's cool seeing all those characters come together in an alternate story mode. But yeah, I get nothing from those games usually. But the people who like them were very excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I wouldn't buy a Dynasty Warriors game, like not a vanilla or a core Dynasty Warriors game. But if it's that applied to something that I like, maybe I can jump into it, And Fire Emblem totally makes sense with its war theme,
Yeah.
And I might check it out later on, depending on how busy that time frame is in terms of schedule of games coming out. If it's kind of empty, yeah, I'm totally buying that. But you know, if there's Metroid or something, you know, that I totally prefer that. Carlos, what did you think about Fire Emblem Warriors?
Well, I'm not a really big fan of the Warriors series. I actually buy the Hyrule Warriors, but because I'm more of a fan of Zelda than the Warriors series, but seeing all the characters play together on a, let's say, different kind of gameplay will really catch up my interest. And I think the same will apply with the Fire Emblem franchise fans, no? And well, in this case, I don't think I'm actually buying the Fire Emblem Warriors, but well, let's see what else they got. I'm sure that they will show some more. Well, there is showed some gameplay at the Treehouse, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yeah, they showed a bunch of gameplay, and they also showed, you know, that there's going to be a brand new mode, which it's not super exciting in my opinion, but it's like a 1-to-1 or 1v1 mode, where you pick one lord and the other guy picks another, and they duke it out. But you know, that's a cool thing, but at the same time, it's more of the same. So if you don't like the other stuff,
1v1 like a fighting game.
yeah, but you know, with the perspective of Hyrule, of the Warrior series.
Okay.
The same fighting mechanics that they implement with everything else, right?
Yeah, I don't know exactly how would that be, you know, balanced, because I know that the Warriors games tend to be really, really broken. I mean, Link was absolutely broken in Hyrule Warriors, so I don't know if they will balance it this time around, so the fighting is fair or something. But yeah, that's, I guess, something noteworthy in terms of the Warriors franchise overall. And personally, this might be nitpicky, but I'm not a fan of them changing the voices of all the characters. I mean, Chrome has had the same voice since he was introduced, and the same goes, I believe, for Ike and for Ryoma and Xander and all these relatively new characters. So seeing them with new voices to me feels cheap almost. I don't know if price was the problem, but it feels worse to me. Staying a little bit longer on the Fire Emblem realm, I want to ask you about the amiibo. What did you think about the two amiibo that they announced in the form of Chrom and Tiki? Carlos, we were talking about this earlier. What did you think about them?
Well, Chrom was I think it was a good choice, because about the other, let's say, characters that could be considered more popular, well, most of them are already on the Smash Bros. Set, right? And Chrom was the only one missing, both on the game and on its own amiibo. So I think it was a right decision to finally make some space for good old Chrom, right? And in the case of Tiki, well, I actually find this a good choice, because we have seen Tiki on many games, and well, she's one, let's say, a good constant representative of all the Fire Emblem games, even a symbol. So well, yeah, I actually like them both, and I'm not an amiibo collector as you two guys, only Mario, of course, but yeah, I like both their design, and I think that they were, well, of the Fire Emblem, well, the ones that were actually missing.
Yeah,
so far.
I guess that the announcement trailer for Lucina and Robin was right after all, you know. Chrom did get his chance in another day.
In another form.
In another form, yeah. And, you know, I think that you're absolutely right, Carlos, in the part of, out of the three, for example, the three main characters of Fire Emblem Awakening, he was the one that was missing. He's probably the most popular Fire Emblem Lord that still had an amiibo, so yeah, he totally makes sense. And Tiki, like you said, she appears in so many games that she's a classic character. I think that her and maybe Anna, but since Anna is more of a salesperson, maybe she's not that popular with
Merchant,
fans.
yes.
But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Those two make sense. Lauro, what do you think about Chrome and Tiki? Do you think you're getting them at all?
Well, I like to get all of the amiibo, so if I get a chance to, I will. And yeah, I couldn't think of two better characters they could have chosen.
Yeah, I mean, I could really stretch and tell you, I don't know, Tarja or a very popular character, but you know, characters that only appear once and their presence outside their games maybe isn't as strong as Crom or Tiki. So yeah, these two totally make sense to me. Do you think that they'll maybe be a 2-pack or will they be sold separately?
That's possible. I think yes.
Yes.
Yes to what? The sold separately or the
No,
2-pack?
2-pack.
No, yes, the 2-pack. I already saw it coming.
Yeah, just like they did with Echo's characters.
Yep.
Because Platoon, you know.
Yeah, well, let's see how they do. I mean, I'm planning on getting both of them, but
I know you are.
what's that supposed to mean? Nah, I'm teasing you. I'm probably getting both, so it's the same to me. Something that I wanted to talk about, you know, thinking about it, they didn't mention at all the Fire Emblem Switch game, now did they?
No, they didn't.
What's up with that? We're getting announcements of brand new games, and we didn't even get a chance to see maybe some concept art or something for the upcoming Fire Emblem game.
Yeah, that's weird because, you know, they talk about Pokemon, but they didn't give a date. They talk about Metroid Prime, but they didn't give a date. So why couldn't they talk about Fire Emblem, you know?
Maybe they didn't want to overshadow the Fire Emblem Warriors game. I mean, that's a spin-off, and, you know, it's going to struggle to compete with other Nintendo games, so let's not make it struggle with its own franchise.
Maybe
that's what it was. But yeah, I mean, I gotta say, Fire Emblem fans have a lot to be happy about in the coming months. I mean, we just got Echoes a few weeks ago, and you know, these games are, you know, blasting all over. But yeah, that was Fire Emblem, and I was surprised to see two cute franchises coming to Nintendo Switch in the form of both Kirby and Yoshi. Lauro, what did you think about those two announcements?
You know, I've always loved these two series. I didn't get to play Yoshi's Woolly World, but everybody that did said it was amazing. The Kirby games, I think I've played most of the last ones, except for the last one, Planet Robobot, I think it was.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay. Yeah. So, but yeah, the series in general I love, and you know the visuals in this look amazing. Josh's Woolly World is adding like this paper aesthetic. You know, you kind of joked it was Josh's Woolly World meets Paper Mario, and yeah, they both look really, really cool and cute.
Yeah. I gotta say, I did play Yoshi's Woolly World, and it was, I mean, I haven't played all Yoshi games. I played the one on the N64, I played the original one, but I skipped the DS one and the 3DS one, so I gotta say, it's a really, really good game. It's a really good 2D platformer, and I love Kirby. I mean, that's a series that is really cool to just, you know, eat everyone and destroy everything, you know, be this overpowered pink ball.
And they're both always a given. I don't think I've ever heard or play of a bad Yoshi or Kirby game.
Well, I have heard that the 3DS Yoshi game wasn't super well received, but I don't know if that's...
Maybe because it was different.
Oh, so it's because it's different. Now,
yeah.
I mean, personally, I have loved Kirby games, you know, since the original Game Boy game. They released it, the Kirby's Adventure, the both SNES games, you know, they've always been great, and the 3DS games are no different. So I think that the Switch game will be even better with 4 players, you know, just like the Wii game.
Yeah.
And I loved how it looks. The graphics on that game are out of this world. I mean, it's almost as if I was seeing my amiibo or something, you know, coming to life. It looks great. And something that I really liked about the announcement too was how it started. Like, if you want a hero that can wield a sword and fire, you know, and then it has unsatiable appetite, something like that they said, and then you hear the iconic sucking in sound of Kirby, and yeah, it was super fun. I was legitimately surprised in a fun way of how they announced it. Carlos, what did you think about either Kirby or Yoshi? I mean, I know that you're more a Mario fan, maybe, but I don't know. What do you think about them?
Well, I haven't played any of this series in a while, but I actually found them using the new Yoshi mechanics about the flipping. I think the way Lauro described it, what as a, let's say, Yoshi meets Paper Mario, it's a pretty good way of putting it. And well, it actually adds some surprise elements to this platformer that may amuse some people. But I have to play, get the original Yoshi Woolly World in order to compare it. If it's actually, kind of similar, I'm not sure. You said you played, Paco, but you would know.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played the new one, so I can't compare.
Yeah, but they saw some footage. But and about the Kirby game, I've always loved the Kirby games, and if I don't actually buy them, it's because I'm already spent with other main titles of Mario, Zelda, and a few other PS4 games that I actually like to buy, Dark Souls series and more. But Kirby doesn't really. I felt that it didn't really change its formula. No, it's basically the same side-scroller of Kirby, but this time I think that the new mechanic was some new power-ups and the fact that you can now have enemy friends, something like that. But overall, I always think that if it's not broken, you shouldn't fix it. So these games by themselves have always been, in my opinion, pretty fun, and I'm pretty sure that this one will continue being that way.
Yeah, Kirby games have been very consistent like that. And something that I wanted to mention about the enemy partner mechanic, there was actually something similar to that in Kirby Superstar, where you could suck in an enemy and then you pressed A, and that enemy, instead of giving you the power up, now you had a partner and
it's your friend.
Yeah.
And that was actually the way to play multiplayer, right?
Yeah, that was the way to do that. And the 4-player mechanic, we already saw that with the Wii game, Return to Dreamland, so it's like a pairing of those two ideas, perhaps, you know, something like new with that concept. And I don't know, I'm really, really excited about the Kirby game. And I gotta say, the Yoshi game, maybe because I played Woolly World very recently, like maybe last year, and I went throughout the whole game, saved all the Yoshis, you know. Maybe I'm a little bit burnt, but I wasn't as excited. Okay. But gotta say, it looks fantastic. You know, the aesthetic, the analog aesthetic that Yoshi games have had since the beginning. Actually, that looks better every time they do it. So,
it sure does.
Yeah, it sure does. And I was kind of surprised that neither of those two games have amiibo, but then I remembered that Kirby has a bunch of amiibo already, and Yoshi's Woolly World had like 5, so maybe that has to do with it. But both games look fantastic, very family friendly, and I guess that's those games. You know, let's go forward. I don't know. What did you guys think about the games that they introduced at the Treehouse? There was.
Oh wait, we haven't talked yet about the little preview of the Zelda DLC, right?
Oh, that's right, the DLC. They didn't really go too much into detail of what it is. No, they showed the challenge mode thing, and they
The
also,
first one they did. The second one,
Yes,
no.
the second one they said nothing.
but the first
Nothing.
one we already knew what it was, didn't we? The
Yeah.
challenge stuff.
They have told us, but we didn't actually see any gameplay. We got a chance to see how Link will actually start without weapons and how some stages where you will battle will be, which we haven't had the chance to see before. And yes, the rest we have already seen, which was the masks, how is it called, the little trays that they put on the map.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Well, the thing that will help you to explore new paths that you haven't checked. And the last thing of the first DLC was
The mask that helps you fight the corrupt city.
yeah. Yes, but the hard mode also.
Oh yeah.
Yes, which they previewed with a gold Lionel that looks awesome. I haven't
Yeah.
seen that one before.
I kind of wish
yes.
there was an amiibo of that.
I'm sorry. What?
I kind of wish there was an amiibo for a gold Lionel.
Don't say it because they will make it.
Yeah, you're cursing yourself right there. Yeah, I would have liked to know what the story mode will be, the new story mode.
Yeah.
I
I would wish.
think that would have been the cool thing to go into detail. But it's a good announcement either way. Seeing more Breath of the Wild is a good thing in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yes, but what they actually told us a little bit, there were several theories about what this story mode would be. If it will be a kind of post game, if it will be some background story. But now the fact that they are creating the champions amiibos, where
Yeah.
that we are getting actually some background story about the champions, no? Which I think it's great.
Looking at Zelda's dress, I was under the impression that this is a sequel story mode. I don't know.
I don't think so. The champions.
No, I don't think so.
No,
No, I don't really think so.
Oh well, maybe I guess that we shall see when they announce the official story mode synopsis or something like that. Speaking of the champions, what did you think about their amiibo?
They look so great.
Yeah,
I think Lifa could look better. The face looks kind of plain.
Mifa.
But if that's the name of the Sora, right?
The Sora, it's Mifa. Mifa's great.
Mifa. yes, that's right. In the Japanese version, it doesn't say that. But the more you know.
Yeah.
Yes, I actually like them all of them except Mifa. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it could be better. I like the detail about the champions with weapons, which you can actually get on the game.
Yeah.
That if you look, they all have them on their figures. So.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love the little details that they get into the amiibo these days. And let's see. I mean, they really are releasing a lot of Zelda amiibos these days.
And they won't stop.
They won't
No,
stop. I just hope I can keep up. I mean, wow. What else did they announce at the spotlight before we jump into the treehouse?
To me, the second best game, and that is Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Oh, absolutely right. That looks fantastic. Yeah.
Missing an important one.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I personally have played and beaten both Xenoblade games, but I want to hear your opinions first, guys. Lauro, maybe let's start with you.
Sure.
Because you beat Xenoblade Chronicles X first. So, I don't know, what did you think about this game?
Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles X, I enjoyed a lot. It was something different to play. And yeah, seeing Xenoblade Chronicles 2, how it plays and how it looks in action, I think it's really great, and I can't wait to play it. I just want to play the first one before getting this. I don't know. I'm kind of like that. I don't like to start in in the middle of his series, and I did with Xenoblade Chronicles X because I knew it was not related to the first one. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna play the first one and this one.
Yeah, I personally I have played both games, and I gotta say, you definitely should play the first one. It has a fantastic story, you know. I wouldn't want to compare them right now. I would just want you know, maybe you do your own opinions about it. But I really like the story of that game. I think that it's fantastic. It's very well balanced. It's very long. I absolutely love that game, and I recommend it to anyone who wants to sunk their teeth into a really good JRPG. And yeah, and like you said, it's interesting that they are jumping back into that chronology because they sort of, I don't know, I sort of understood that no Xenoblade Chronicles game was going to be linear. Like, yeah, this is the follow-up to the previous one, and now they're.
Have you heard of the theory?
I'm sorry?
Have you heard of the theory of how they're gonna relate the quote-unquote regular ones in the X series?
Oh yeah, like when they get to number 10 in the yeah, I have heard that, and it's crazy because it's so different.
I really hope they do that.
It would be great in a very bizarre way. I'm sorry?
Yeah, it will be so interesting.
Yeah, but at the same time, well, I'm not gonna get into details into how that would be insane, but Carlos, what did you think about Xenoblade Chronicles 2?
Well, I'm actually pretty excited about it because I love Xenoblade Chronicles X, even though I haven't still been able to defeat the final boss. But well, another story. I love the new character design. One major, let's say, disadvantage that I found on Xenoblade Chronicles X was that the characters, even though the story tried to, let's say, express so many emotions because it had, let's say, sad moments, funny moments, the characters have a kind of robotic feel. I don't know if you agree with me.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you.
Sure. And now the art style, it's, well, more, let's say, I don't want to say generic for a JRPG, but yeah, it feels more like, let's say, anime style that we have seen before. Like, let's say, on the Xenoblade Chronicles 1, I think that it was the case. And I mean, actually, I like this art style more. And about the story, well, they haven't shown much, but well, we saw that will be plenty packed with full of action and new characters, and well, I am pretty excited and I want to see what they will release next. The gameplay, I noticed that they didn't change it much. It's still the same RPG mechanics about selecting in not turn-based, but oh well, maybe I'm wrong. It's not turn-based, right?
No, it's more
like
it's yeah. Like the previous title.
Yeah, like you have your own waiting times, but they are not related to the enemy's waiting times.
You have like cooldowns for your powers, and the enemies too, but it doesn't relate to each other.
That's right. That's perfect. And you know, I did notice some differences, like especially in the first game, Shulk is 100% bound to the Monado. In the sense that you know, the weapon itself does have upgrades and whatever, but Shulk is always holding the Monado. Like, you cannot change it. And in the second game, you could change your class, but you still have to pick certain weapons. And in this one, it seems like you will be able to switch weapons on the get-go. Like, this strike I'm gonna do with a sword, and this one with an axe, and you know, like. I really like that. It seems very, very fast paced. I don't know, what did you think about that mechanic?
Gotta say, I'm really feeling it.
You were waiting to say that, right?
Yep.
Oh my god. You know what's funny? In the game, he does say it a few times, but it wouldn't strike me into, you know, making that a meme.
A catchphrase.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there were a few other sentences that characters say that I would go, oh, that's said maybe too many times, but
Okay.
but that one, it's like, yeah, why did they do that in Smash? It's funny. Um,
I don't know.
but whatever. I mean, the game looks fantastic, and like Carlos
Yeah.
was saying, it's very colorful, very expressive. Something that X did suffer from a little bit, but you know, it wasn't either too terrible either. So this is, you know, a good presentation turning into an even better one. And
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, that actually mentioned that they are using the engine of Xenoblade Chronicles X for this game.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe we will see more similarities down the line. So let's see how that goes. Are we missing anything from the spotlight before we go?
No, that was it.
Yeah, that was it, right? Yeah. So let's jump.
Everything worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's jump into the Treehouse announcements that they did today.
Sure.
I gotta say, I wasn't expecting this many announcements, but they surprised me showcasing another Metroid. This time in the form of Metroid Return. No, well, the original one is called Metroid 2 Return of Samus, but this is its remake, Metroid Samus Returns.
That's right.
That's a little confusing, I suppose, but fortunately they're the same game. And I gotta say, before I jump into some details about the community and whatnot, I wanna say that this game looks fantastic. It looks like what I wanted to see and then some. I wasn't expecting a Metroid 2 remake at all,
Yeah.
but I was very pleasantly surprised to see it. Lauro, what did you think about this new 2D Metroid?
Funny that you said at the beginning another Metroid, you know, because that was the fan-made remake called, you know, another Metroid 2 remake, I think.
Yeah, that was what I was trying to leave till the end, but yeah, you're absolutely right. The fan project that they shut down. Now it makes a lot of sense that they did that.
I mean, they all shut down.
Straight up
these
competition
things.
for this new game. Yes.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the game. I really love 2D gaming in general, and the Metroid series is one that I found very enjoyable. You know, they created this genre of gaming almost that people call Metroidvania. So to see the return of this kind of games and one that people didn't get to play a lot of because it's on the original Game Boy and there hasn't been a virtual console release of this, I think.
Oh yeah, there is. I have that. That's how I experienced it
There you
myself.
go. But yeah, seeing the game in 3DS and once again, you know, and with all these new animations where Samus rides the bad guys and shoots them in the back and whatever,
Yeah.
it looks really cool.
Yeah, I gotta say, both Metroid remakes that exist, well, the original one, the Metroid one, was made into Zero Mission, and everyone thought, oh, that's night and day, you know. They are completely different games that just happen to have the same protagonist and bad guys, but, you know, completely different experiences. And I think that this new game is even more different to the original Metroid. I mean, now seeing the original Metroid 2, seeing, you know, the original one being in black and white, very slow pace, you know, the camera very zoomed in because of the Game Boy small screen, and now seeing that in 3D, you know, with very fast-paced actions and melee combat and all of that, it's like I was surprised, you know, like, oh, this is not Metroid 2 at all, you know, this is way better than that. So
Yeah.
I was super happy to see that, and I was really happy to also see the Metroids, you know, the Metroid Phase 3, I think they were called, and Phase 2 and all that. It was really cool to see them, you know, running around in 3D graphics. I'm very happy, very excited about this release.
I can tell.
Carlos, what did you think about Metroid Samus Returns?
Well, I think that if they were going to make a remake, it's going to be definitely of the two. And well, the game, I've never played 2D Metroid game, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. But the thing that I want to focus on is the fact that this remake is key because we know we are getting a Metroid Prime 4, and I think that this game, well, it was the perfect, let's say, card that they were going to use in order to create the hype in all the fans. Because of the 2D games, if I'm not wrong, correct me, I think that this is the Metroid game, right?
Yeah.
I would say it's Super Metroid.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, then I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think that the argument has always been whether Super Metroid or Zero Mission are the best 2D Metroids. And actually, well, Metroid 2 is actually considered to be the worst one when you take away the original NES one, because that one is considered, being replaced by Zero Mission. So
In this
And I
case,
think it's because of
I think I'm confusing my Metroids. But at the end, I still think that this is a key factor in order to create, well, not get, let's say, don't forget about the Metroid community, the Metroid, let's say, fans that they are all over there waiting for this game. But and maybe to show some, let's say, try to create some fans before this main game, Metroid Prime 4, launches next year or year and a half.
If you asked any Metroid fan, hey, which 2D Metroid needs a remake, it's definitely Metroid 2. Because the original already had one, Super Metroid hasn't aged a day, that game is fantastic to this day, and Zero Mission and Fusion have still that perfection in gameplay in it, so Metroid 2 was the one that was left behind, and with this new 3DS remake, maybe it will be the best one, we don't know, but it's definitely... I'm sorry?
About that, I got a question. I'm not pretty sure if I got this right, but they are actually making a special edition for this game, right?
Well, the special edition just has the CD, the music CD.
Okay, they haven't confirmed if it has the amiibos included, right?
No,
No,
they have.
it doesn't have.
Yeah,
It definitely doesn't
it
have.
doesn't have that. Yeah, they have confirmed that.
It's a shame because the amiibos are pretty awesome of this game.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Both of them. Yeah, I love them. I love the fact that the new Metroid or
You love all amigos before.
No, that's not true. I really don't like the Animal Crossing.
Yeah, that's
You're
actually not
You're
true.
not being partial on this matter, but
He doesn't want to buy a Goomba and Koopa Troopa. It's a bad collection.
Take
he
that,
wants.
Amiibo.
It's not just the price.
Oh. Yeah, but I really like the Metroid one because it's not just the little Metroid in its base. No, it has this display with the metal, like the crystal tube, and then the Metroid on top, and the Metroid is like this rubbery plastic, and then the Samus one is in her original pose from the cover of Metroid 2. So. I gotta say, those two amiibo are absolute love letters to the franchise, and I really like them. I mean, we don't know what they're going to do, but they have also confirmed that the two Samus amiibo from Smash Brothers will be compatible, but they are yet to showcase what they do. I don't know. But yeah, that's Metroid Samus Returns, and I remember talking with Lauro about our predictions for E3, and I jokingly said that I wanted, or that they were going to announce both Metroid Prime 4 and a new 2D Metroid.
You totally did.
And then I said, and I think it was Lauro that told me, you're setting yourself up to failure, and I was like, yes, you're right.
Yep. I think you predicted everything. You said
Paco Treviño.
I think you said Metroid 3D, Metroid 2D, Kirby, and I don't know what else. Bayonetta was the one missing. I think.
Yeah, there was Bayonetta 3 and it was not there, and I didn't predict Yoshi. I didn't.
That's right.
I didn't say Yoshi, so Those two were the ones I didn't call. And you actually were right too. We both agreed that Kirby was coming. So
Yeah.
I guess that we are becoming better. We're getting better at this.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm really excited. And I guess to close things up, I believe the last announcement was Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga.
Superstar Saga
Yeah.
plus Bowser's Minions.
Yeah, another 3DS remake. Come to think of it.
Yeah.
And well, it looks exactly like you would expect. It looks like Mario and Luigi games on the 3DS, but it's Superstar Saga.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Do you guys have any opinions on that? Lauro, maybe?
Sure. I mean, when I think in the Treehouse a guy messed up because that game was not announced, and he was like, yeah, so next up we will see Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. And I was like, wait, what? They haven't announced that.
Yeah.
So yeah. And with this game, I'm seeing Nintendo like really liking making remakes now, right? Like with the second Fire Emblem in Echoes and the second Metroid. We got Days, you know, all the Wii U remakes, Twilight and Wind Waker and whatnot. So yeah, I think it's come time. Like some Nintendo games are dated now, and their platforms are really high definition now. So I think it's the perfect time to be remaking games for Nintendo.
Yeah, it's true. They have been making a lot of remakes lately, and yeah, I mean the structure of Mario and Luigi games on the 3DS is perfect to enhance that original Game Boy Advance game. So yeah, Carlos, what did you think about Superstar Saga?
To be honest with you, well, I didn't saw this actual announcement on the Treehouse because I didn't watch the part, but I played Mario and Luigi Superstars. So I'm actually curious about, well, what's about the Bowser's Minions? If
There's
any
a new mode in which you control like a Goombas, Boos, Koopa Troopas, and I think that's it. And you have like a little captain, and he gives orders to the team, and you fight other minions. It's interesting.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's a pretty neat thing to add to this game. Mario and Luigi Superstars, well, it's a great game, and almost all Mario and Luigi, well, are great.
Yeah.
So at the end, well, this remake will make probably to my digital collection that I already have on my 3DS because I have it on, well, Game Boy Advance and haven't played it for a while. So I think it's a pretty great remake, and well, I have to get more informed about what it had, but well, it's pretty cool that they actually made it.
Yeah, I mean, I played Superstar relatively recently on the Wii U, so I'm not going to jump right into the game, but maybe down the line, you know. Mario and Luigi games have always been really fun, so let's see what they do with them. And like you guys said earlier, they announced the new Goomba and the Koopa Troopa amiibo. I don't think that they announced what they do now, did they?
No, they didn't.
Oh, so yeah, that's interesting.
They actually said like we're not announcing what they do yet.
Oh, okay, so I hope it's good.
They said that if you scan them with Skyrim, you will actually get a shell as a shield. And
Did they?
no, of course not.
What?
Well,
But
it wouldn't surprise me. I think most amiibos will work with Skyrim. Actually,
I'm not sure about that. So far they have only Zelda confirmed, right?
they cannot not have Mario themed things in that.
Well, Mario, Fire Emblem, it has a lot of potential.
Yeah, it has. A
Well, we're talking about a 2011 game, right? So they are going to pack it up with all what they can, so it can sell better at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Skyrim will be a success regardless of the extent of amiibo support, but I would definitely want to see as an amiibo support as extensive as possible. So let's see what they add. I mean, Zelda and Fire Emblem are tailor made for this, so let's hope that they use them. Well, I think that we have covered everything that was announced. Do you guys want to talk about anything that wasn't announced, maybe?
Yes. Smash Brothers, where are you? Where are you? We need you right now, right here.
I'm okay.
I'm really surprised that Sakurai and Smash weren't there. I was pretty convinced that we were going to see it. You know, even just like we're making it, like Pokemon and Metroid. So yeah, it was pretty weird. Mother 3, I was also kind of surprised that we didn't see that. Bayonetta 3, F-Zero. Yeah, those were missing for me.
You know, I think that Mother 3 still has a chance of being announced tomorrow, because I'm imagining that it will be, you know, maybe a digital release or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
So I still see a chance of that being announced tomorrow, on the second day of the Treehouse, I should say, because I'm not exactly sure when this video will be up. So
Sure.
I don't know. Mother 3 still has a chance, in my opinion, but F-Zero and Bayonetta 3 are looking rather bleak. And Super Smash Brothers, I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe at the ARMS tournament? I don't know, I'm stretching
I
it.
don't think so.
Yeah.
Stretching it.
Oh dear. Oh well. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Super Smash Brothers, I was also convinced that that was coming, and it did not, so let's see what they have in store for us. Maybe they are not porting Smash Wii U after all. Maybe they are making a new Smash.
I don't really think that's possible. In
Yeah.
fact, I believe that, well, if they haven't shown it, a part of me wants to think that they are working on so much content that they haven't finished adding it in order to show it, but that's just my optimistic
I
side.
wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
No, it's possible. It's possible. It's a great
Yeah.
game, and well, we want to have if we buy it again, if they release it, and I'm sure that we will. We want to say, well, we're actually buying it because it's Smash with all the advantages of having for the Switch and a huge amount of new content. Not as, let's say, Mario Kart Deluxe, which we can buy, but if we already have the Mario Kart with all the DLC, we are not, let's say, missing much, but by not buying it.
Mhm.
And other things that I think that we missed. Well, I want to see some extended capabilities of the console itself. Let's say we're still missing on this console, and we're giving time, all the streams. We don't have YouTube, we don't have Netflix, we don't have anything like that yet, and I believe it's important on a portable console,
You're totally right.
on any console actually, and well, more virtual console. Yes, I'm still
Completely.
waiting to see if any of my games I can get them, let's say, on a discount. I can get them back. I'm not optimistic on it, but it's something that I want to know. And well, maybe I'm being impatient because this console still has a lot of things to develop and to show us on the upcoming months. So I was actually expecting some of that, and I think that's it. I really hope that they tell us something about this soon.
Right, I definitely agree with you that they should have more home video streaming the software there. But I don't know if E3 was the one to show it for.
It's the other companies, they did well. They were semi in haste of their consoles, but you can always show off what your hardware can do.
Yeah, I mean, Microsoft really showed us what they can do.
And we roasted them for that, so
Sure.
maybe Nintendo knows better. But I totally agree with you with the virtual console. I think that it's past due time, you know. We definitely need something to really shape what the virtual console is going to be like. Because like you said, are we going to get discounts, you know, the ones that already have a bunch of games there? What consoles will be included? What will be their pricing, you know, everything. I just really want to know what's up. Like they really haven't told us anything yet. So maybe this wasn't the event to do that, but they definitely should address both those things as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Anything else that you maybe would have liked to see announced?
Animal Crossing, I think I'm not really a fan of that series, but I know so many people are.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I'm kind of surprised that no Animal Crossing game was announced. I mean, it seems like a perfect fit on the Switch. Maybe that'll be announced for next year or something. Let's see what they do with that.
Oh, and finally, the most important of all, Melee HD.
Oh,
I saw so many people.
That's not happening.
I saw so many people asking for it on Twitch.
That shouldn't happen.
The chat was like Melee HD, Melee HD, Melee HD, Melee HD. When they showed Metroid 2, there was an attack that it's called Melee, I think.
Oh yeah.
Just like that. Each time the girl said it, the chat would spam so much. Like, where's Melee HD? Where's Melee HD? It was crazy.
But many of them are trolls. We can agree on that.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Melee HD would be an interesting release. I mean, I think that Nintendo does have a precedent with Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, so maybe that's where people are getting it from. Personally, I'm okay with whatever new Smash game comes out, but if people really want that and Nintendo sees it, why not? I mean, they're not harming anybody, I suppose, by releasing a decade-plus old fighting game in HD. But yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any closing comments?
Well, I believe that Nintendo had a great E3 Spotlight conference, and well, we got most of what we were expecting. Missing some, what we just called, but overall, I really like Nintendo conference. I'm really hyped for the upcoming months and year, in this case, for some games. And well, let's see what they show us on the next few months. As I said before, this console still has a lot to show and has incredible potential. Well, I'm just excited and hopeful for a, let's say, great future for Nintendo and for my gaming personally.
Yeah, Lauro, how about you?
Yeah, I'm not that much hyped about it because I thought it was missing like dates, They're making Metroid 4. Good. When is it coming out? They're making Pokemon. Yeah, sure. When is it coming out?
But you have Odyssey.
Yeah, Odyssey.
Right around the corner, right?
Sure. But I'm really like, I compare it to the other conferences and they were like, yeah, this coming right now or next year. So yeah, I kind of didn't like that. But in the other hand, I really like that they're listening to their fans.
Well,
fans have been asking for Metroid 4 for years, and they listen. And they have been asking for a console Pokemon game, and they listen. So I really like that.
Where is your Melee HD, right?
Well,
where is it? Yeah.
I just want to mention, I know that this is not a concrete date, but they did mention that Pokemon might be ready in over a year. So maybe we're looking at a holiday 2018 release. A year
I hope
from
so.
Sun and Moon Ultra. So, there is technically some information as to when that's coming out. Even if it's not concrete, like, yeah, a holiday 2018, they hinted at something like that. But yeah, definitely Metroid Prime 4, I wish we had more, maybe a screenshot or something, or concept art, whatever.
Yeah, something.
But, the announcement shall do for now. Well, as for me, I'm very happy that we didn't have any announcements of the vein of Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival or Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, games that from the get-go seemed to be, they were setting up disappointment. And this time around, I didn't see that at all. So I'm very, very happy basically for every game that's coming out. So yeah, that's a great thing to see, no disappointing announcements at all. And well, I guess that's with what I'm going to close with. Thank you to everyone who has listened to us for, I believe it's over an hour now. So thank you for watching. Please let us know your opinion on this and every presentation of E3. This has been Paco Treviño from the TVGamers, and today I was joined by Lauro Chapa.
Thanks for listening, guys.
And Carlos Cáceres.
See you guys.
Until next time, bye bye guys.